on. What's up, everyone? Coach Tony here. In this training, we're gonna do a little academics kind of prep for preparing for high school finals. Typically, we do a lot of college admissions related trainings here, but in the spirit of college admissions, you gotta do well in school to if you're aiming for the most competitive school. So one of the big questions that come up a lot within our coaching family is, Coach Tony, how do I prepare for finals? Or like, hey, I'm a little nervous. What should I do? So we kind of compiled a lot of tips, resources from our coaches, and some scientific ways for you guys to do. Again, I'm gonna give you guys an exhaustive list of things to try. This is not the complete list. I'm sure if there's something that's working for you, we have a lot of students who are doing really well. Just keep doing what you're doing. But this trade is really awesome for folks who are not exactly sure what to work on next or how to prepare for the upcoming final season. By the way, this is also really good for studying for midterms, studying for any exams coming up as well. If it's our very first time meeting, my name is Coach Tony. I've been helping families with the college admissions process for 16 years now. Graduated from Berkeley, became a reader with them, which meant when people applied to Berkeley, I was one of the people who said yes or no to them in the applications process. Since then, I've been working in the education space pretty much my entire adult life. I even opened my own high school. So not only have been on the admission side, I've been on the high school end of this as well. So today we're going to focus again on finals prep itself. Let me go ahead and share my screen so we can go ahead and get started. We are going live to some folks right now who are here in Zoom. If you're in Zoom, if you can help me out, can you guys see my screen? Is the screen visible? You guys can let me know if the screen is good to go. Taking a peek at the chat to make sure. All right, thank you, thank you. Wow, I'm sharing the right screen. I have like 20 tabs open, so hopefully I'm sharing the right tab as well. I should say preparing for high school finals at the very top, okay? Before we actually dive in, for those of you who are new, I was talking to a few folks before this call happened. Those who are new, as a little welcome gift from us, if you guys want to book a free 15-minute coaching call, our coaching families get to work with us on a daily basis. But for any of our new friends, if you want to book a free 15-minute chat, it's not a sales call. We're not going to sell you anything. You actually can't buy anything on this call either. I just want to help you guys do a quick little audit, kind of where you guys are at in the admissions process, and give you guys some recommendations of what the next 2-3 steps for your family is. If you guys are interested in that, you can go ahead and book a call, or you can text us. Again, you probably found out this through us, so you can text the word coach to 949-298-6234. Or if you guys are interested in the notes, I'm gonna go through and give you guys some goodies today. If you want the notes, you can text us the word notes, or if you missed the part of it, you can get the replay to 949-298-6234. For our coaching families, we'll go ahead and again upload this in a few days and then give you guys the notes as well too. You guys can access that. But for everyone else, if you're interested, go ahead and let us know here. Okay. Let's go ahead and chat. So today I broke down a few kind of categories that I think will be super useful for you guys. We're going to talk about basically study techniques for finals. Again, you can plug this for some midterms or anything else. There's a few things. We'll talk about some information retention methods, some practical study strategies, some time management stuff, optimizing study environment, memory enhancement techniques, how to utilize technology, stress management, and also exam prep as well. Okay. Before we actually dive into all these though, one thing. So again, every single week, every single day almost now, we give information away, and we give you guys a lot of stuff. We give you a lot, and today, hopefully by the end, we'll give you guys a whole pages and pages of notes to kind of utilize. But it's a lot of stuff that you're gonna forget, a lot of it as well too. So I'm gonna start with this first. If you were to forget every single thing that I'm gonna teach you guys today, and you did only one thing, this is the one thing I would highly, 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 highly recommend that you do, right? So you forgot any strategy that I gave you. The one thing you should do is this: talk to your teachers. So a lot of our students, right, especially students who are like, oh, I'm borderline B to an A, I'm borderline C to a B as well too. And I'm like, oh, gotcha. And what's going on? Like, what happened? Students usually know. They're like, oh, I forgot to turn in my assignments, or hey, I'm not doing really good in the exams as well. So I'm like, cool. So we know kind of what happened. So how we're gonna fix it? How we're gonna get better? And I always ask students, have you talked to your teacher yet? And the students, it shocks me when they say no. And I'm like, all right, hold up. And I'm coaching you, I'm helping you out. Your parents are there supporting you, being your biggest cheerleader. Both your parents and us, have zero control of your grade. We can help you, give you strategies, but who's the one who's actually giving you the grade? Who's the one who's going to be writing the final, writing the exam? Who knows exactly what the exam's going to look like? It's your teacher, right? So if you want to optimize, again, why you got to work harder? We like to work smarter. The person who's going to be giving you the exam is just like, again, when we talked, earlier this week we did the SAT, right? Why are you guys going with all these other companies when College Board is the ones who are the ones writing the exams? Go prep from College Board itself. So same thing with school. Who has control of your grade? Who has control of your finals? Your teachers. Talk to your teachers, and you basically say, hey, this is where I'm at. I need support. Like, how can you help me? Right. And I mean, before you guys start commenting, because we hear them, my teacher doesn't want to help me. That is baloney. And I opened my own high schools. Every teacher I have met wants to help. Right. And the thing, and if I ask you, what did you literally say to your teacher? I can probably also tell why the teacher said the way they did. If you walk up to the teacher and say, hey, give me an A, and they're probably not going to do that, right? If you say, hey, what's on the exam? They might not do that as well, too. But again, it's all about not what you say, but how you say it is the biggest thing. Also, sharing context. Hey, I've been stuck on the last few exams. I've been getting a lot of these problems kind of wrong. Any tips you have for me to do better? The teacher is going to help you. Again, bad teachers don't make it. Teachers are not teachers for the money, right? They're not going there to be super duper wealthy. They do that because they care and they want to teach and they want to educate. Keeping that in mind. So again, if you forget anything I talked about today, the one thing, talk to your teachers, right? They control your grades and they know exactly what's on the final exam itself. Okay. So going back, let's talk about the strategies now. Let's look at some tactical things for you guys. This is a tactical training. So a lot of stuff I want to talk about today, you guys can apply right away. Again, it's not just good for finals, good for a lot of other things as well. Okay. So first off, what are some informational retention methods that you guys can do as well. Okay. So the first thing, the first strategy, very simpler, is called active recall. So what active recall is that you're testing yourself. This is the idea of you're testing yourself on your own, right? So instead of going to take the test, you're testing yourself beforehand. Usually a lot of students do this with flashcards, with your own like practice questions, or your own quizzes that you kind of set up for yourself as well too. Active recall is you're actively recalling the information itself too. Okay. Another strategy is called elaboration, right? Elaboration. So what elaboration is you're kind of expanding on the information by free flowing talking, right? It's pretty much it as well too. So when I ask them, hey, right, tell me about this, and you start just rambling, right? Again, you're just practicing like sharing more and more and more information about the thing, and basically you're connecting the dots in your head, right? This is AKA connecting the dots in your head as other one, right? For those of you who are visual learners, right? For those of you visual, use visual aids, right? As well too. So sometime when you guys are doing, especially when it comes to the sciences, the math, there's a lot of diagrams you can look into. There's like mind maps, there's graphs as well too, right? Graphs, right? That you can you to understand. Some people are like, for me, I'm a very visual person that way. So that works really hard. If you give me a lot of words, I'm gonna get lost in words, right? By the way, those who have noticed a lot of like how I take notes in front of you guys, it's how my brain works. I don't do big paragraphs. I just do little blurbs, topic, boom, 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 topic, boom, 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 boom. Because that's literally how my brain works in my head. Some of you guys though do like the more free flowing everything as well too, right? So again, what works best for you, and that's kind of the other. Again, the other kind of big takeaway, right? Do these two things, right? Do these two things. All right, here. Number one was talk to your teachers. Number two is do what works for you, right? Again, some of you guys have already been successfully studying really, really well. You're pretty much have strong grades. Just keep doing whatever you're doing is working, right? So again, everyone's gonna be different. I'm just gonna give you guys a bunch of options to kind of start thinking. So those of you who haven't tried, haven't experienced this, you can actually try it and see how these go as well. Okay, so you have these visual aids here. Same thing as repetition. repetition as other one. Basically, you're reviewing at intervals over time, right? So you're studying the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. You're not cramming. This is the opposite of cramming as well too. Okay. One more strategy for you guys to leverage is called interleaving. Interleaving means you're mixing up the topics, right? As you're studying. So your brain's kind of jumping from area to area to area. So this is again the active recall as well too. All right, so these are some of the information. So those of you who are doing a lot of the quizzes, the multiple choices, the history exams, and that these are all really good strategies to help you understand these as well too. Okay, diving into practical study strategies. One of the big things we tell students to do, in the words of Coach Art, you gotta plan your work and work your plan. So the first thing, create a study schedule. Again, nothing is accidental. A lot of our students who make it into top schools is they didn't accidentally get into these top schools. They did stuff. They planned. And we helped them plan, right? To get to every single step, to get to where they need as well, too. So it's a mix of the accountability, mix of the coaching to get them where they end. Same thing with school, right? You don't accidentally get an A in a class. You're planning it out too. So again, one of the big things is kind of planning out the schedule so you're not like cramming all at once. You're not just spending the night before getting as much information at your head because again, your brain can only hold so much information there. Okay. Next one is multiple learning methods, right? So there's three kind of types, I would say, of learners out there. There's the visual learner, there's the audio learner, and then there's the kinesthetic learner as well too, right? So this is definitely one of the big things. So again, what type of learner are you? There's a few more, but these are the three big ones. What type of learner are you, and leverage that, right? So for me, I'm a huge visual learner. So for me, I need to see stuff. If you guys talk to me and I listen to you, I might not be able to do. That's why you always see me taking notes. Those who talk to me, I'm always taking notes because for me, I need to like visualize the words that you're telling me so I understand it. That's how I learn, right? However you learn is kind of up to you. Visual is what you see. Audio, some people are really good. Just talk to me. I can listen. I get it. Some people though need to like actively like touch, right? That's kinesthetic learning. One really good resource for you guys. There's a website called Learning Style. Is style learning style quiz, right? It's a free exam. You guys can check it out here. Yes, you can see it. Learningstylequiz.com. Really short, less than 5 minutes. You guys go ahead and take it. And at the end of it, it'll give you your learning style. It'll give you your learning style. Are you a visual learner, audio learner, a kinesthetic learner as well? Definitely recommend you guys take a peek at it. It's free. It doesn't cost anything as well. Okay. Another strategy you guys can do is practice old exams, right? So a lot of your teachers might be giving you old exams or like practice exams to do. By the way, for college, this is a little preview for those in college, there's something called a test bank where professors don't do this. There's student groups that have collections of old exams because professors don't really change their exams year after year after year. It's the same thing. They change the numbers up, they change the problems up, but the material is usually the same. Same with your teachers. I bet you if you look at the finals they had the year after year, it's very, very similar. So you can get your hand on old exams. You can kind of use that to practice. Is that again, old exam practice exams are very similar because again, if you notice, a lot of your practice exams are very close to the actual exams itself. They might change some words around for the more like English and history. They might change the topic a little bit, but the core type of question is the same. So you can use that as well too, right? Next one is teaching others. Right, this is something really, really powerful for a lot of learning, right? You learn 3 ways. You learn by reading, writing, and teaching. Those are the 3 levels, right? So students, you guys can relate to this as well too. Some classes are very easy for you. You open the book, you read it, you got it, you take the test, you do really well, right? For a lot of people, that's like the first level of learning, right? But you might forget stuff, right? So after a day or two, you kind of forget that stuff as well too. That's why teachers always tell you take notes right in there as well too, or homework. You're writing homework out. So when you're reading and you're writing or doing something with that, right, you're activating 2 levels of learning. That way you retain the information more. Third level is teaching it. So not only are you reading it, not only are you writing it, you're going to regurgitate the information back to someone else. The reason why I'm so good at college admission, people say this all the time. I've said this every single year for 15, 16 years now. So it's nothing new to me anymore because I've said it so often, right? Think about the best speakers you've heard of, the people who are the smartest people you know. They've said the same things over and over and over and over again. But at one point, I learned about it. I wrote about it. I said stuff, right? Then I'm teaching it. So that's the three levels of learning that if you can get all three, that's how you retain the most information there. One more strategy for you guys is form study groups. This is something that's really big in college that we always tell our students, hey, take advantage of this. Because again, a lot of our students are like more outgoing folks. They do work better with others. In fact, biologically, we're humans, we're mammals. We are better in groups than we are by ourselves, right? So if you put, even though we like to be by ourselves, we do like human contact and we do crave that as like a biological mammal, right? So forming study groups, right? So you're going with others, and the best part with others, you have the opportunity to tap into this as well too. You can teach others. At the same time, you can learn from others. Again, when you're studying, especially think of the classes you're struggling in, right? When you're studying, when you're stuck at a question, what do? You're like, uh-oh, I have no clue what I'm doing next, right? And you're on your own to try to figure it out versus imagine you're in a small group, 2, 3, 4 people. Again, I don't recommend big groups, small groups, right? Where if you're stuck, your friend might know that answer. They can jump in and help you with that as well too, right? That's the beauty of study groups. Vice versa, if your friends are stuck on something, you can jump in and help them with that. And again, it's not like we're not old school. You don't have to meet them at the library back in our day, right? Meet them at the library and study. You have Zoom. We're on Zoom. Open up a Zoom. Hey, we're gonna have a study group at this time. Everyone jump on. Everyone the cameras on, right? And we're gonna go ahead and study together as well too. Take turns teaching. Take turns asking questions. I think that's a really good proven strategy as well too. Okay. That is some strategies. Let's talk about time management and focus. This is a big one for most people, I think even the adults, right? We always struggle with time management. We also struggle with focus, right? So one of the strategies that I use personally, which I do recommend you guys consider, is the Pomodoro technique, right? The Pomodoro method. Right? What the Pomodoro method is as a human, we can't focus. No matter how good you guys are at focusing, our brains physically cannot sit still for like hours at a time, right? Our brain also travels and moves around. If you know, like how many times do you pick up your phone in an hour? Not even like a day, an hour, right? You pick up your phone a lot because your brain needs that little mental break. So the Pomodoro method states that, hey, let's say study for 25 minutes straight, plus like a 5-10 minute break, right? So this is a study, work, right? And break. Then adults, we work. Students, you can study with this time. But the idea is having a chunk that you're studying hard, ignore anything else, turn everything on, do not disturb mode, right? And can get a quick 5-minute break as well to scroll TikTok for 5 minutes, watch a little bit of something, right? Then you go back and you study again, 25 minutes, because that's how long our brain can last. 20-25 minutes is pretty much how long your brain can kind of go without like before tapping out again, like and kind of losing track of time. So I would definitely recommend considering the Pomodoro method scientifically. That's a good one. Another one is eliminate distraction. We're going to talk about a little bit more about this in the optimize your study environment. But again, the reason why you jump on your phone a lot is your phone is right here, right? Imagine, and for the students, right, I recommend put your phone in the drawer, put your phone in a different room. It's gonna make, can you go? Of course you can go and take your phone, but it makes it harder. It makes it harder. So again, you're trying to eliminate as much distractions as you can. So you're only just getting results there. Okay. Another one, prioritization. Right. So what's the most important thing? Again, with finals, a lot of you guys are doing multiple classes at once, right? And usually it's not the same day. It's always like a few different days. So when it comes to prioritization, right, you want to figure, okay, what's the most important thing I need to do right now? Cool. What's the next most important? And you do it this way. You can do this in general, by the way, for all people, right? Everyone, right? You can do this at a different level. Monthly goals, right? So every single month we have a different goal. High school students, this month is very big for academics. So you might, right, you have activities, you have other things, but you might want to decrease those a little bit to make sure, hey, academics, I'm good as well too. Of course, we want to go hard on everything, always. but there's times we have to like manage, right? Because at the end of the day, schoolwork, activities, high school life, family life, friends, you're just juggling. We're just juggling responsibilities and trying to figure out what can I do, what can't I do, how much can I spend time here, what I'm not. It's a big balancing game, right? So basically, for those of you who are working with us, basically all we do is we just figure out how to manage your time, right? Do we spend more hours here or do we hours here? Do we spend hours studying? Hours doing activities, and everything has its time in place. And I think the big reason why families don't get into college is they don't get this right, right? They're focusing, to, example, zooming out a little bit, a lot of families spend too much time on school. And finals is fine, we'll do well there. But in general, the concept of school, they're like, oh, let me take all the class, take all the SD, let me take it four. I thought I'd take the SD like 4 times, 4 or 5 times. There's no real big benefit for taking it 4 or 5 times anymore in today's world, right? Maybe it's like 5, 6 years ago there was a point, but not in today's world. So again, for families who are again not spending the right time on the right things, it's gonna hurt you, right? So same thing with school. You make sure you're studying the right thing at the right time, right? Basically, if a test is coming up, make sure that is top of your list. If it's going to be later on, it's not say don't do it, just less prioritization as well to here, right? And last, a tip here, take breaks, right? We are human. One of the things I tell all the students as well too is that I call it me time. You got to have me time. So not just finals, but in general, every single day. We do encourage our students to run hard every single day with things they're doing because again, a lot of our kids are applying to very competitive schools. So you want to match the behavior to get there. At the same time, right? I'm really big. You got to sleep 8 hours because if you don't, your performance drops every single day that you don't, right? And then the more days you don't get in your full 8 hours, the less output you can get. Meaning, let's say you are 100% good on like 8 hours of sleep. When you sleep just 7 hours, you're not 100, but you're still pretty high, like 95%. But when you sleep less and less and less and less, this gets less. And so eventually your best day is only like 60, 70% optimal, right? That's not the goal we want. We want to make sure you're staying as high as you can so you're efficient with your time. We all have the same amount of time. Everyone here, we have 116. Thank you everyone for joining. 116 people here in this room. We all have the same 24 hours, right? You all, our students who are here, you all have school, you all have homework, you all have activities, right? There's nothing different between that. How are some students way more efficient though? Is because they know how to manage that time and figure out, hey, I'm gonna go hard on here, I'm gonna spend my time here, spend my time here. So be focused on that. At the same time, you're a human. You need a break, right? So if when on in a daily basis, I always call it me time, an hour a day, I think is awesome. Do whatever you want to do. Scroll TikTok, play video games, watch Netflix, whatever you want there, right? But for studying, you also need mental breaks as well, too. Again, Pomodoro, right? You study for 20, 25 minutes straight, take a little mini break there. 20, 25 minutes here, another break as well, too. So again, this is the strategy. You gotta take breaks so you're able to keep moving forward really hard. Okay. That is time management. Now, like I mentioned earlier, a lot of things is distractions, right? A lot of things is distractions as well, too. Let's talk about two big ones, right? First one is your study space, right? Where are you guys studying, right? Some of you guys, and this is not anything. This is like I'm just working, growing up as an immigrant household as well too. I never really had a desk, right, to do it. I studied on the kitchen table. I study everywhere basically you could as well. But is that the best environment? Not really, right? Especially I don't know about your house, my house. Everybody's talking, everybody's always doing stuff. So I can't really focus on anything either, right? People always yelling, people always doing things all times, right? So your study space is pretty important because again, that determines the mood that you're going to study in, right? So when it comes to your study space, I recommend keeping a space where it's clean, right? Because again, same thing, away from clutter, distractions, right? If you have your phone, if I have my phone, I always check it. I check my phone really, really often. So for me now, I just keep it a different room, right? Keep a different room. I put it in a drawer. I charge it away from me. So I can go and grab it. It's take more work, right, to do it. Versus again, try and make life as easy as you can to do really well in studying. So it's focused only on the studying itself, right? So that's study space. Number two is ambient noise or no noise, right? So one of the biggest things I see, right, is a lot of students are like, no, Coach Tony, I study better with music, right? And parents, you guys wouldn't agree. You guys hear that a lot. Like you hear music playing and all that stuff as well too. Scientifically, you are wrong. As a human, you cannot focus on music and study or do things at the same time, right? You are actually inefficient when you're doing that. The only time like noise or like music is useful if it's like ambient noise where it's not, it's like, like raindrops or those things, white noise that you hear, right? Because then that puts your brain in a certain state. But right, listening to music makes you more inefficient. You don't believe me? Test it out on when you guys study, right? You're way more efficient because when you're studying, or especially with music with words, even worse as well too. Because now you try to follow the like how your brain works. Your brain's gonna follow the words and not focus on the actual thing you're doing either. So a lot of parents or like Coach Tony, my child's spending so much time on homework. I'm like, that's odd, right? Are they studying and scrolling TikTok, which is true for half of them, right? Because they're always like talking to their friends as they're studying as well too. And the second half of it is they're listening to music or watching a show or have something on the background as they're studying. That is not useful. Again, science says you're wrong, right? So you can argue all you want. People can say all you want. Look up any scientific essay, research paper. You're wrong. You need to like have ambient noise. Again, I'm really big on being efficient. That's kind of our big thing, right? Working smart. Why do you guys spend 3 hours studying and music versus you could probably do the same amount of effort, right? In like an hour and a half, no music. Now you bought yourself an hour and a half back. Then go play video games at an hour and a half. Music, do whatever you want, but be efficient with what you're doing. Meaning, yeah, focus on what you're doing at that time. Okay. So that is the optimize your study strategy. Now, big thing is memory, right? So a lot of you guys are going to be doing a lot of memory techniques, right? Because again, a lot of your tests are history exams, a lot of you are taking AP exams, a lot of things to memorize in your head. So a few tips here. First one is mnemonic. I can't spell the word. Mnemonic devices or mnemonic devices, right? It's a really fun word to say. Mnemonic. The M is silent, right? Mnemonic devices are basically acronyms or rhymes, right? That rhymes that helps you remember information itself, right? So whatever it is, I can't think of one. PEMDAS, right? PEMDAS is one of these mnemonic devices, right? PEMDAS, parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, right? There's also one for like the planets as well too. What is it? My Aunt Sally, no something. It's like it's an acronym, right? And those who know, they know, right? So basically, you're able to and you can create these. You can create these as well to help you remember things as well too. Because again, our brains, by the way, little trick, they like to find patterns. That's how our brains work, right? So once you understand patterns, and again, we like easy words, we like mnemonics, right? So that's the thing there, right? Another one, there's something called memory palace, right? Again, like in the spirit of like not everything works for everyone. This doesn't work for me, but it might work for you, right? So with memory palace, what this is you associate information with locations in a place. What this means is that when you guys are studying certain things, you study different things at different places because again, each thing you're learning will associate itself. Again, your brain likes to find patterns. So because you're doing this thing here, that helps you kind of connect ideas together more. Physics, again, this is for, I'm assuming if you're more of the kinesthetic learner, that's more for you, right? For me, I'm a visual learner. So the words that I say are like, oh yeah, I see the words. That makes sense to me. But maybe if you're a kinesthetic learner, again, take the LearnStart quiz, it's free, right? Not paid. Hopefully one day get paid for this, right? But not paid. Kinesthetic learner, maybe those folks, which I think talk out loud probably will. The memory palace works a lot better for them as well too. Last kind of thing is called chunking, right? So when it comes to chunking, what you want to do is group concepts and ideas into chunks to recall information, right? So again, you put words together, things like that. Okay, that's a reason why for students who know this, mitochondria. If I tell you guys mitochondria, you guys know powerhouse. I don't know why that's the one word everyone remembers from bio, but that's the one word everyone knows from bio. Mitochondria, powerhouse of the cell. Again, we're chunking information into little buckets so then you can, got it as well too. That is memory, all right? Now, we live in 2024, soon to be 2025. Technology is huge in today's world. Very different than when I grew up, when a lot of these parents grew up, right? So now Leverage it. The world's never is not going to go the other way. We're going to go faster, especially with 2020, right? 2020 sped up technology adoption. This past 2 years with AI has sped up even faster. So if you guys are kind of following along, we're not growing linearly anymore. We're growing exponentially, really fast, right? Which is very exciting because I'm a huge tech nerd as well too. So this is exciting for me. So technology, first thing, right? Use educational apps, right? There's apps out there. Some good tools I've seen is Quizlet is a good one. Another one is Anki, right? These are flashcards, right? These are on digital flashcards, right? So back in the day, back in the day, our parents remember we had to go to like Staples or Office Depot. You gotta buy the flashcards, right? Some of you guys like the ones with the lines. Some of you guys like the blank ones as well too. I was definitely a fan of the blank ones for sure for me, right? We had to go buy it. We wrote it. It's a one-time use. So once you finish it, you throw it away, right? Those of you who are super cool, you used to hole punch it and put it in like a little ring. Right? Parents remember that little ring, and you guys had that to study with, right? That's old school. Nowadays, you have it on online apps, Quizlet, Anki. Nowadays, you have phones. These are on phones. You can literally do it as a flashcard app on your phone. And I'm sure these are just two of them. I'm sure there's a lot more as well too. Some of our students nowadays with computer science, they're building their own apps as they're using it. That's another cool thing as well too, right? So that's that. Another one is online practice tests as well too, right? Again, a lot of these, especially math, a lot of the subjects that don't really change to a lot of people, math, science, even like history, because history is already done, right? A lot of people are having online exams, online tests you can take just to, again, refresh memory, because a lot of this is just repetitiveness, right? Of the information, of doing problems over and over and over again to get really, really good. So again, look into this one, you Google it. There's some not so legal ones out there. I'm not going to say to do that, but hypothetically, they exist out there if you want to do that. In theory, if it was me, if you type the word .pdf in a Google search and whatever you're looking for, you may see stuff that might help you out as well. But that's that, right? Last one, there's a video tutorials out there. So like YouTube, right, has become one of the biggest learning platforms. Again, adults and students, how much have you learned from YouTube this past month? If I asked you that, right, you probably went there to learn stuff. It's basically like another Google, right? Google is you want the text version. YouTube is you're gonna go after the video version of that, right? So like for example, when you like for me when I'm learning, I'm really big in board games. So when I learn a new board game, I don't actually read the things anymore. Again, visual learner. What do? I look up a video on, hey, how do I do this thing? Even better in today's world, there's TikTok and like Instagram Reels, right? Because again, my poor attention is really short now that I can't watch a 5-10 minute video anymore. I see the 1 minute like quick course. So in a lot of the board games I get, go to TikTok, hey, how do you play this game? There's someone who can explain the game in 1 minute, right? Which is all I need, and then I can go jump into the game itself as well too. So that's a good thing. Let's talk about AI for a little bit as well too, because again, that's a fun topic for me to talk about, right? So when it comes to AI, it is here, it is not going away. It is as I don't think our parents are this old, but back in the day, right, there was farming, right? And then the tractor came along. And farmers like, no, I'm gonna keep farming my own way. The tractor can do whatever. Guess what happened? Tractor took over everything as well, too, right? And then what happened next? Then there was newspapers, right? Oh, the radio. The radio happened, and they're like, oh, the TV came out. Oh, it's okay. People listen to the radio. How many of you guys actually listen to the radio on a radio? You might listen to like a digital stream, but that TV overtook the radio as well too, right? A lot of the magazines, newspaper. How many of us actually read a newspaper? Some of us might, but not. It's not. I still see it for sale, right? For a quarter dollar. It's not away, but majority has moved to a digital format, digital e-signs, online sites, right? Now they're charging you like $1 every month or something now, right? For that there. Moving over now, a lot of these tools can be replaced now with AI. AI, artificial intelligence, basically Google with a brain. It's kind of the best way to think about it. That can think for you. So again, this is great if you don't understand something. Hey, I don't understand this material. Again, going back again, if you really don't like people, right? If you don't like people in your study groups, you're like, I don't want to do this. Who can I talk to? You could talk to AI, right? Go ChatGPT. It's free. There's other ones. There's Claude. There's Gemini for Google. Tons of these softwares. You can talk and just say the prompt you want. And this is a new job. It's called prompt engineers, right? You are my study partner. Can you help quiz me on whatever it is, right? And then here, and you could even say, here are my topics, questions, things, and then test it out, right? Test that out. Show me yours to go, wow, that's crazy, right? So use it again. It's here. It's not going away. So I tell students just leverage it as well. There is a line, just a heads up. There is a line that we do draw. It's not for studying for school, right? It's more for the essays later on when you write them, which we do have a strong stance against using AI for the writing itself. But for in terms of studying for it, dude, go for it, right? It's there as a tool, even like brainstorming later on for college essays. It's great for brainstorming as well, too. Just don't use it to write. It's kind of our two. As of today, based on what we know about colleges, I wouldn't recommend using it to write, but I would do that. And again, really, really cool. Again, for those who are, I would use ChatGPT. There's Claude. There's a Gemini. I don't like Gemini. That's that. A really cool one is Perplexity. Perplexity. This one does a Google search because most of these don't, they're starting to have it too, by the way. They're all moving really fast. So by the time you watch this in the like next month, it might be all changed again, right? But as of today, these are all great tools to use to help you guys with that as well. Okay, so technology. Next, stress management, right? How many times have you seen your kids stressed out beyond belief, right? It's not just finals, it's every single month of the year as well, too. So here's a few tips for you guys when it comes to stress management. Number one, right? Relax, right? So it's really, really easy to say, hard to actually practice. Because again, a lot of our students are just running. They're running so fast, running so hard all the time. So again, relax. What does that mean, right? Maybe for some students that means deep breathing, right? There's breathing techniques as well. One of the things that, like, for example, I try to share Wim Hof, the breathing techniques as well too. It's a way of breathing to calm your heart down as one thing. There's meditation, not medication, meditation, and then yoga as well too. Because what you try to do, your goal is to lower the anxiety. All of these is kind of things that are designed to do it. Slow down your heart rate, right? Slow down your heart rate, calm you guys down. And you probably can't do yoga before an exam, right? But breathing, right? Breathing to calm. Again, this is a big thing we're starting to hear a lot from students. Test anxiety is really big. And the big spike where I saw it from, because of the pandemic, right? A lot of students weren't used. Again, there's a big jump. There's a big missing year, weird year right there. That a lot of students have way more test anxiety now than they did ever before. Like I've done 16 years now. I've seen this way more than I've ever seen it the last like 15 years too. And again, it comes with the thing from us now. Cool. We acknowledge it, right? We acknowledge it has happened. How do we overcome it? How do we go through it? How do we kind of pivot ourselves to make sure we are good to go as well too? Number one. Number two, a little tip for you guys. Exercise, right? This is now going back to science, right? Again, a lot of stuff we do here is, again, these are all proven stuff that our students have done. By the way, so I'm not making any of this stuff up. It's all stuff that our students have done. And number two is science, right? We can't rely against science, right? So as that. So when you exercise, there's something that I think you release some chemicals and that it calms you down, right? So again, that's why when you see some people like, oh man, I'm super stressed out, they go to the gym, right? Go working out. Physical activity is what it is. Go on a run, right? When you guys go on runs, again, parents, right? You guys go to gyms as well too. How do you feel after, right? Especially if you have a hard day, right? How do you feel after that as well too? Chemicals get released as well too. You feel a lot better itself. So again, physical energy there. For some people I talk to, they work out in the morning. Why is that so important? That's your hardest part of the day, right? Then the rest of the day is pretty chill compared to that, like try to hold up like 150 pounds over your head as well too. So stuff like that. Exercise scientifically helps you stress manage as well too. Right. Next one, healthy diet as well too. Right. And those of you who have eaten healthy versus when you've not eaten healthy, how do you feel in different ways? Again, this is all science again, right? All science went to when you have a healthy diet, your brain works a lot better. You can think things through and do better there as well too. And most important thing that I stress so much, sleep. Right? You need to sleep 8 hours. Students, if you listen to it, you need to sleep 8 hours. What does that mean? That means you have 16 hours left in the day to be efficient. You don't want to eat up into sleeping time to be more efficient. Again, all of us have the same 24 hours, but I bet you some of our 24 hours mean more. we get more done in that time than others. It's not because we have more time, it's we're efficient during the hours that we are there, right? As well too. And just as a oh no, Krishna, I don't have time. Those of you with iPhones, right? Those of you iPhone, there's an app on your phone. It's called, I think, Screen Time, right? Check it out right after this call. Right, I'm almost done. Right, screen time. How long are you on certain apps? Big culprits: YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, a lot of social media sites that you guys are on, right? As well too, right? It's in for a lot of you guys. It's in the hours, right? I have not yet. If you are someone who doesn't do a lot of phone stuff, kudos. And I'm curious to see that because again, most people I've talked to, you're on your phone for hours, right? Per day, hours, not even just like a day, like a few minutes, hours as well. Especially certain apps, a lot of hours as well too. So keep that in mind. So again, you do have the time. You chose to use the time on other things itself. Okay. That's that. And take us home with the exam prep strategies as well. Summary sheets, right? Cheat sheets as well too. They used to be called cheat sheets. Don't like that word anymore. Summary sheets as well. So as you're going, you're writing all the key things, the key formulas, key dates, key structures as well too. What are we doing? I'm going back. You see how this all ties together? We are practicing reading. Now we're writing. We're writing the information. That's why these summary sheets are really good. Some of your teachers might give you stuff. Some teachers might let you use a cheat sheet or like a summary sheet on your exam itself. That's really cool, right? Is that. Another one is color coding, right? Some of you guys have different markers for different things, different highlighters for different things as well too. There is a reason why people do that. Scientifically, your brain, again, association, going back again, where is it? The chunking, right? Gluing things together, you're associating a color with this topic, this thing with this thing as well too, right? So that's a really reason why that works really well, right? And the last one is simulate exam conditions, right? This is something this is more for like to the SAT, right? So for those of you the ST, the ACT, right? We want to mimic. So when we tell you guys take a practice test, the best practice test you can take is go to a testing center and say, hey, can I take a practice test with you guys? And they will proctor it for you, right? They'll have someone that says, all right, it's digital now, so they don't say pencils down or whatever anymore. They just have hands off the keyboard or something, right? So, but the more you can simulate it as close to testing a day itself, the better it is, right? So if you're doing an exam, you're focusing on the exam for that many hours. Same thing. When you have your exam, you don't have your phone next to you. You don't have things next to you as well, too, right? So simulate as best you can. Last part is review. And review is an easy word to say, but here's the right way to review. Review the problems you got wrong. A lot of people tell me, Coach Tony, I've done like 10 practice tests and I still get the same score. I can't improve my score. And I'm like, cool. What do you do when you review, right? Because there's no test I've seen. There's nothing I've seen out of any high school so far. They test you random things. And if your teacher does that, let me know. You'll be the first, right? You know exactly what your test out. You might not know the questions, you might not know the things, but you know like the topics, right? You know kind of what they're going to be asking you to do. As a result of that, if every time you get something wrong when you study and you learn it, again, the mentality here is if you can only make the mistake once, right? You're only going to make a mistake once, because if you make the same mistake twice, you didn't study. You looked at it, but you didn't study. Studying means you're going through it. Why did I get that problem wrong? Oh, maybe I don't understand the material. Let me go relearn the material. Let me do a few practice problems. I know why I got that problem wrong now. So the next time you come with that problem, you don't get it wrong. So you get it right the second time. And then from then on, you don't get it wrong ever again. That's what reviewing is. That's what studying is. A lot of students don't do that. They just get the same question wrong over and over and over and over and over again. This is really big for the juniors who are taking the SAT very soon, right? That's literally the study strategy for you. Again, if you forget everything else, do that one thing, you will increase your score by a lot, just by understanding why you got something wrong. Okay. That's it. That is study strategy for you guys. Again, these are all good for pretty much any single exam. Really, really awesome for finals, because for final season, right, it's coming up soon. You guys need to make sure you get this right. But that some tips for you guys to kind of help you guys out. A lot of this is backed by science. So again, don't get mad at me, get mad at science as well. That's pretty much it for this call. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Definitely take advantage of this. Do well, crush it on your finals, and I'll see you guys on the next training.